Jai Shri Radhe, thank you for all of your mercy, especially Gurudev's mercy that we can share on these topics in his loving energy, with his mercy. And actually this is also the topic today. We were reading last time verse number 5 of Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali, and before we read verse number 5 from Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali, and again we will read verse number 5 from Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali and try to sink very deep into the topic. So please help me. Help. I need somebody. Help. So please help to go more deep into this subject, and please share your feelings so that we can sink very deep. And of course we are always hoping that Gurudev is giving us some drops of his realizations and his bath. So last time we came up to about the half of the verse. So we will start a little bit more up so that we remember where we are, where we were, and then we can go on this base. The Lord was very satisfied with Sri Raghunath's renunciation. So we heard about the instructions the Lord gave before he said that Swarup Damodar actually was the best person to instruct Raghunath, because he even knew better than him what to do. But then he gave a little instruction, and he was telling to Raghunath, don't speak any mundane topics, and don't listen to them either. Don't eat nicely and don't dress nicely. Always chant the holy name of Krishna, not expecting any honor from anyone. In the same time, giving all honor to everyone. And mentally serve Radha and Krishna in Braj. These nectarian instructions emanated directly from the lotus mouth of the Lord, and they were revealed by Shripad Swarup Damodar. So we hear actually in this instruction the verse Trinatapi, it's inside, not expect any honor from anyone, but give all honor to everyone. We hear about Smaran, mentally serve Radha and Krishna in Braj. And we hear about the instruction of the real Adi Guru. These nectarian instructions emanated directly from the lotus mouth of the Lord. So in which mood is Lord Caitanya? In the mood of Radha. And it was revealed by Shripad Swarup Damodar. And who is Swarup Damodar? We know that Swarup Damodar is Lalita. So actually we see how actually these instructions are coming to Raghunath and where actually he get his position by the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Under the care of Swarup Damodar. And this already shows where his place is. But first, as we know, we have to come to the platform of Gopi Bhav, and then after that we can come to the platform of Manjari Bhav, or even further, Kinkari Bhav. So here, in this way, we can see his position. He was placed in the right position that he can grow. So I have this question to you, because there are these instructions to Raghunath. Is it so that because of his renunciation, of his vairagya, he got actually this position and these good qualities? Or what do you think? What is the key point here? Maybe someone wants to share on this?
I have one question. You just mentioned that we have to come first on the platform of Gopi Bhava and then on the platform of Manjari Bhava. Can you explain it, please? What you mean?
I mean, I know that you know, but because you ask for others, it is like Gopi Bhav means that I don't expect anything for myself. Like here it is said, don't speak any mundane topics, means don't try to enjoy the speech or your tongue. Don't eat nicely, again, the tongue, because the tongue is the most important sense for enjoyment. So give up this enjoyment. Only think about the enjoyment of mentally serve Radha and Krishna. It's written here. So that means only meditate on the enjoyment of the one who really can enjoy. So Radharani is enjoying that she is actually serving Krishna, the real enjoyer. So if we are always in this meditation that we want them to enjoy more, then we are giving up our tendency to enjoy, which means more or less the platform of Gopi Bhav. You are giving up every little wish for your enjoyment. You are always interested in the enjoyment of the couple in Vrindavan. So you want to always serve Radha and Mohan. So this is the platform of Gopi Bhav. You are giving up all self-interest. And on this platform, we can actually build up to Manjari Bhav. Because Radharani is not interested in anything else than to serve her beloved. So when we want to come at her lotus feet, we have to come to the platform of Gopi Bhav, and she is the first, the summum bonum of all gopis. So she is actually the one we should serve so that we can please Mohan. That's why we have to come to this platform to be under that gopis, to be under the Sakhis, and then we can come to the platform of Manjari Bhav more further. But if we don't give up this tendency to enjoy ourselves, our senses, our material things here, then we cannot come up to that platform. So I don't know if this is satisfying for you. Maybe you want to also give light to other aspects of this topic, because there are always so many aspects, and sometimes when you ask, you have some special aspects in your mind.
I just had asked why we have to come first on the platform of Gopi Bhav. If somebody naturally have inclination to go directly in Manjari Bhav and serve Radha and Krishna, of course, Manjari is also a kind of Gopi, if you mean this, but if have somebody tendency to directly enter in the kingdom or serving directly Radhika, then this platform of Gopi Bhav maybe it's not necessary. But if you mean that from the point of view that Manjari is also kind of Gopi, then I understand what you mean.
Yes. Prabhupada is explaining this, that Gopi or Saki is like a central point, and more specific is the Manjari. It's more specific, so, but it's actually under the roof of Gopi Bhav. So first we have to come to under that roof and then be more specific in Manjari Bhav or Kinkari Bhav. So, but if someone wants to share on this more, please come forward.
Maybe I remind something that Gurudev sometimes was sharing. He sometimes used to say that to become a Gopi means to realize your soul consciousness, because as Jivas we are all for the enjoyment for Krishna, so means like we are all female. So female nature is a Gopi nature. So in the moment when we understand that we are enjoyed by him, we will become female, we will become Gopi. And if we then not satisfied with this, we can go further to realize our Guru-given personality, which is then more specific in relationship, and this will be very personal and different from the very general also female nature of a Gopi can be. Like Yashoda is a Gopi, all the Sakis are Gopis, all the Manjaris are Gopis. So like this, I remember Gurudev sometimes used to explain in similar way. Of course, he can explain better, but I just remember this when this topic came up. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Kanai. I know through your mouth always Gurudev's sweet words are coming out. So actually the whole base of our existence in or on this way of bhakti is actually mercy. We need the kripa. And I see that actually Anandadas Babaji is showing this by taking different quotes and put them in a very nice line, so that we can understand what to do to actually really get the nectar of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Vilapa Kusumanjali. In the first 3 verses we heard about the one Leela, where we can see what is the position of Raghunath in his Swarup Avesh. So after this was very clear, now here it gets very clear what to do actually in the sadhaka. How to serve in the sadhaka. And what is actually the base for us. So because I know from myself, I'm just a stupid person, and in the beginning I thought, oh yes, I am chanting such and such rounds, so I am actually the force for my way of bhakti, because I am so much endeavoring. And I really thought like this in the beginning, and of course there was some success. But after some time there was just emptiness. I was burned. There was no taste, no more power to chant my rounds and all this. So at that point actually I had to get something in my heart. I had to understand something which I was not prepared to understand in the beginning of my bhakti path. And this was actually that everything is building up on mercy. This is a kripa path. And Gurudev described it once so nicely when he actually was speaking with Narayan Maharaj and asking him about this kripa path. How is it? And he explained very nicely his thoughts and what Narayan Maharaj answered him. So similar to that, I remember that I was so puffed up because this is my nature, and I thought, yes, my endeavor is the source of the success of my bhakti. But then I realized there is no power. I don't have any. It was just gone, and I was helplessly there. My Gurudev was also gone from ISKCON, so I felt like this is the end. But then actually some very special arrangements happened by the mercy of Prabhupada, by the mercy of Gurudev, by the mercy of Guru Parampara, or the Guru system, or the head of this, by the mercy of Nitai. Because we endeavored, we will be never forgotten. And we get again the chance. But this time I had to understand that without the mercy I cannot chant. Without the mercy there is no taste at all. If a great soul on this path is actually sharing the feelings from his heart with us, then we get this inspiration, then we get this taste, then we get this power. It is the mercy itself which is actually giving us the strength. So we have to be aware to deal with this mercy in the right way, which I personally always failed. So again and again, I have to beg to get again mercy and even more mercy. So I see that this is actually very nicely described here by Caitanya Mahaprabhu himself. If we accept the mercy, then actually our vairagya will come by itself. I realize that because actually without taste you cannot do any vairagya on the long run. You can try for some time, you are getting drier and drier. You dry up completely, and at one time you are lost. But with the mercy, and the mercy means nectar, you never dry up because nectar is liquid. So we need this mercy to go this path or to flow on this path. And then we have the strength to do something. So after receiving these nectarian instructions, Raghunadas offered his obeisances unto the Lord's lotus feet, and the Lord embraced him with love before handing him once more to Swarup Damodar. So again, it's mercy. I hand you in the care of Swarup Damodar, being showered by a stream from the deep ocean of the Lord's mercy. Raghunath, who was a mine with innumerable jewel-like qualities, gradually developed an extraordinary detachment and loving devotion that is quite unique and new in the transcendental annals of the devotional tradition. So we see, by the stream of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, Mahaprabhu himself, he was showering him. It was possible. So Sri Raghunath gave up begging at the Lion Gate and began to visit the poor relief, considering this to be better for his spiritual development. The Lord was very pleased with Raghunath's decision and gave him a stone from Govardhan hill and a string of Gunja beads, ordering him to worship them in a pure and simple way with water and tulasi leaves. So by this order and by giving him a Govardhan Shila and Gunja beads, which represented Radharani, he was actually handing him all the mercy to go on this path. So again we see the base of his development is the mercy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his own Govardhan Shila and his own Gunja beads, which were brought by Sri Shankaranya Saraswati from Vrindavan, and he had presented them to the Lord. The Lord had personally offered a wonderful worship to the stone and the string for 3 years before he gave them to Raghunath Das. And here's a nice description. The Lord was very happy to get these two wonderful presents. When he was remembering Krishna's pastimes or his mantras, the Lord had a Gunja Mala around his neck. The Lord held the Govardhan Shila before his eyes or on his heart. Sometimes he smelt it with his nose, and sometimes he held it on his head. He always moistened the Shila with his tears of love and said that it was the body of Krishna. So we can understand here that the Lord actually took the Gunja Mala around. So his heart, his mood, was that of Radha. And in this mood he smells on the head of Govardhan Shila. Like sometimes parents are smelling the head of the child. It's a kind of expression of love. You smell the beloved. But in this way, it's not the way from mother or father to a child, but from Radharani to Krishna. And this was actually with the topic, or with the top, that tears of love were streaming from his eyes, and he was bathing this Shila in that tears of love. So what a wonderful, loving picture. And we can understand that the Lord was very pleased and very attached to this mala and the Shila. But he gave it to Raghunath. And the Lord said, "This stone is the form of Krishna. Worship it with great care. Offer it a pure worship, and you will swiftly attain the treasure of love for Krishna." When Raghunath received the stone and the string from the Lord, he thought, "By giving me the stone, the Lord has offered me to Govardhan hill. And by giving me the string, he has offered me to Radhika's lotus feet." Out of ecstasy, Raghunath forgot the external world, and he served Lord Gauranga's lotus feet with body and mind. So actually receiving Govardhan is something special, isn't it? We remember that in Govardhan, on Govardhan hill, around Govardhan hill, so many leelas are actually going on. Still, today, right now, we know there is Shyamakund, Radhakund, there are actually so many spots where leelas are performed. So it's actually very special if you get Govardhan, isn't it? Because then all this Leela Ras is already with you. It's there. Is it not? It's not like it was sometimes before, the old stories. It's going on. So when you get this Govardhan hill, that means at least you got Gopi Bhav. Others, in another way, you cannot be there because Mother Yashoda will be not there. Some friends, some special friends will be there, but only in special times and not in the Nivritti Nikunjas. So we can see that this is actually a very special gift, isn't it? And it will lead Raghunath to his Manjari form. Because it was not only given Govardhan hill, but also Radharani in the form of the Gunja beads, which actually makes it very clear you serve true Radharani. So we can hear that Raghunath understand that. Because he is saying, by giving me the stone, the Lord has offered me to Govardhan hill. And by giving me the string, he has offered me to Radhika's lotus feet. What are you doing at the lotus feet of Radha? The shadow. You're doing seva. So it's very clear that Raghunath understood what he got. And again, it's mercy. Just think about, you get from Mahaprabhu himself his Giriraj and Gunja beads, Radharani. Srila Raghunath's renunciation gradually attained its utmost limits. He now gave up eating from the dole also. The merchants used to throw the prasad of Lord Jagannath that they could not sell within 3 days before to the cows near the Lion Gate, considering it to be rotten. Even the cows would often be unable to eat this prasad due to the rotten odor that emanated from it. But Raghunath collected it and washed it with a lot of water before taking the hard inner core and eating it with love and devotion. So what we hear here is not to understand on the level of the body. It is not understandable outside of rasa. But Gurudev mercifully, I remember, he explained us what is prasad. Flying kisses, he often said. So when Radharani and Krishna exchange their sliver, this is like a kiss, a loving kiss. And prasad means you actually get of this rasa, this sweet kisses, which are the sweetest, the topmost rasa exchanged. We get something from that. If we have this realization, of course we will treat prasadam in another way than if we don't. If we do not understand that this is prasad, we will not go and wash it with a lot of water, maybe for a long time, and then eat the inner core, the heart thing, the rest, with love and devotion. Only if we get the point that this is paraki above and we are taking part, we are taking this mahabhav now on our tongue, only with this understanding in the heart, not in the mind, we can do such things. So we can see that by the mercy of the Lord, Raghunath gets this point by point, and he understands what's going on there, what kind of bhava is exchanged here, and where should I actually get my position. And he's taking this Mahabhav in such a way that even Mahaprabhu is astonished and he wants to go there. So one day Swarup Damodar saw Raghunath engaged like this and prayed to him for some of this prasad. He said, Swarup kohe aiche amrita kao niti niti ama sabaya nahi dao kito mara prakriti. You always eat such a nectar. Why don't you give something to us also? What kind of behavior is this? Mahaprabhu heard this news from Govinda and personally came there one day and began to take some of this prasad from Raghunath Das also. When Mahaprabhu wanted to take another morsel, Swarup held his hand and stopped him, saying, This is not fit for you. The Lord was so astonished by the taste of this prasad, which was flavored by the faithful renunciation and devotion of Raghunath. Prabhu ko hai, the Lord said. Niti niti nana prasad kai, aiche svada ara kono prasade na pai. E mata Raghunate bhara bhara kripa kore, Raghunatera vairagya diki santosha antare. The Lord said, I always eat all kinds of nice prasad, but I have never tasted such delicious prasad as this. In this way, the Lord bestowed His mercy on Raghunath again and again, being very satisfied with His dispassion. By the mercy of the Lord, again, by the mercy of the Lord, Raghunath Das became so detached from his body that he was able to remain absorbed in his bhajan 22.5 hours a day and spent the remaining hour and a half sleeping. On some days, he would not even sleep that much. And even if he slept, he dreamed of Radha and Krishna. He followed Mahaprabhu's orders to the letter and thus gave a wonderful example of bhajan to the whole world. For this reason, all the practicing devotees still remember him with the utmost faith and devotion. So here again we heard it. Literally, it's written here so many times. By the mercy of the Lord, Raghunath Das became so detached and was always absorbed in his bhajan. So by the mercy, not by our endeavor, which doesn't mean that we shouldn't endeavor, but we need the mercy to endeavor, because the power of endeavor is coming by the mercy. It's not our power, it's not our endeavor, which is the base. It's the mercy which is the base. And this mercy can only come from one person. Even Krishna is begging for her mercy. Only Radharani can give us this kind of mercy. And I'm so happy that actually at least I understood that I need this mercy. And this actually is also the mercy of Gurudev, that I could understand that I should actually just keep these lotus feet all the time. Only Radharani can give such useless person like me so much mercy that even that person can do something on this path. Only such wonderful great mercy. So that means actually our power on the way of bhakti is the mercy of Radha, or in other words, the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Because Mahaprabhu is here for us. We can say he was here, no, he is. He is still here with us. His mercy will be always with us. He is not gone. We can see this, otherwise we could not go this way in Kali Yuga. So we are driven by the mercy of Lord Caitanya. And Srila Raghunath, by his example, is actually showing us all these points. He also showed us that we need the mercy of Nitai before we get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. He also showed us this point. We had this already before. So everything we need is actually shown by Raghunath. And Srila Anandadas Babaji, he made such a wonderful explanation that we can actually understand that. And if not, by the mercy of Gurudev, we can understand the words of Srila Anandadas Babaji. So it's a line of mercy. It's actually the base of our spiritual development. And because he was the greatest goal of mercy, or how we say, he got so much mercy, Raghunath, from Mahaprabhu, that he is even now, even nowadays, and in the future, he will be always remembered by the devotees. And Sri Haripachila sings, Jaya Jaya Sachira Nandana Prema Kalpataruvara Hema Kanti Kalevara Vedavetya Purusha Ratana. All glories to the son of Mother Sachi, who is the wish-yielding tree of Prema, whose body shines with golden splendor, and who is the jewel-like Supreme Lord, who is both knowledge and that which is to be known. Again, he is both knowledge and that which is to be known. That's another important point, isn't it? It's like Gyan and Vigyan. There's knowledge, yes, but what is the use of knowledge if you don't actually realize it or you don't feel it in the heart? If there are no feelings, what is the use of knowledge? What is the use of knowledge of some kind of cake, for example? If I don't bake this cake in love for someone, what is the use? Then it's not for a loving exchange. And if it doesn't is for a loving exchange, what is the use? What is the use of a big house or a big kingdom if you do not have lovely persons with which you want to share that? What's the use? So what is the use of all this richness here if we cannot use this richness in the seva of our Radharani? What's the use? What's the use of all knowledge if we cannot get to the point that we serve in love? I know. I heard so many knowledge, 25 years, every morning, every evening. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and all kind of other books in classes. But what was the use? I was just puffed up because I thought, oh my God, I know so many things other persons don't know. These stupid karmic people, so puffed up. Yeah. So what was the use? No good use. But then, because of the mercy, and only the mercy which was handed by Gurudev, I could realize some little things, and still I try to realize more and more by your mercy and by mercy of Gurudev. Please pray for me that I can get these points more and more, so that it can really be Vijnan. Because only Vijnan, which is actually felt in the heart, which is actually serving the love, is real knowledge. And this has to be known. This is actually what has to be known. If you don't know the truths of love, you know nothing. And even Jesus is actually telling the same thing in other words. So Srila Raghunath, he understood, and his words are so great, therefore. Seeing me fallen in the dark, waterless well of household life, which is so hard to climb out of, he pulled me out with the ropes of his compassion. You remember we had this also before, the ropes thrown down in the waterless well, around your hands. Gurudev is actually binding it around your hands, because you don't even have the power to bind it yourself or keep it. He's binding it around your hands, and then Mahaprabhu is pulling. You are pulled out of the waterless well. Which doesn't mean that you don't have to be a householder, you cannot have a house, you cannot have a family, you cannot... No, it doesn't mean that. Actually, the real Vairagya means you are detached. Doesn't mean that it's not there. You have a body, right? Isn't it? You have a body. Every one of us has a material body here, right now. Well, the only difference is we are attached to it or not. We can live in it, but be completely detached. Like Prabhupada, actually he was a millionaire. What he was building up, it was millions and millions of dollars. All these temples, all these things in ISKCON, you know. He was actually, if you would see it from the material side, he was a millionaire. But he was never ever even thinking about to take 1 cent. Because for him it was very clear, this is the money of Krishna. It's not mine. This is Vairagya. Doesn't mean you don't have. It means you're not attached. You don't think it's yours. You don't think it's your intelligence. You don't think it's your body. You don't think it's your car. You are using everything in the service of Radha. Because you know Radha is using everything in the service of Krishna. So you serve Krishna through Radha. This is the best way, the most effective way to serve Krishna. So the real Vairagya means I own nothing. Yes, I have millions here for the seva of Radha, but I own nothing. And this mercy, these honey drips of mercy, these honey drops of mercy, they emanate, they trickle from the foot soles of Lord Gaura. Because Gaura is Radha, the mood of Radha. Golden, and these golden drops are trickling from his feet, and they defeat the beauty of lotus flowers, these foot soles. Gaura Hari has mercifully given me shelter at his lotus feet and has submitted me to Swarup Damodar. This Supreme Lord, who is the ocean of mercy, is named Sri Krishna Caitanya Chandra. I worship that Mahaprabhu, who is so kind to his devotees and always offer him innumerable obeisances. In this book, Vilapa Kusumanjali, the crown jewel of devotee saints, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, makes an auspicious invocation by praising Lord Gaura's lotus feet for the fulfillment of his sacred aspirations. So if we also have sacred aspirations, then we should follow him. And we know actually this is our path, isn't it? Rupa Raghunatha Pade. We follow the footsteps of Rupa and Raghunath. And Raghunath actually shows the heart of Rupa. Rupa couldn't show his heart in his books, really, because he had to take care of all the ragas of all the devotees. But Raghunath could actually really show that raga Rupa Goswami actually lived in. His path was shown by Raghunath. So we follow Raghunath because we know Raghunath showed the heart of Rupa Goswami. And we see that Rupa's heart, Raghunath's heart, they're very similar to Radharani's heart. Because the manjaris, the kinkaris, they are in one bhav. They are connected with the heart of Radharani. They are like Radharani. They even look like Radharani. They are smaller, younger, no flower. They are manjaris in form. They are manjaris in nature. And they are actually serving in sevaras, very similar to Radharani. They can even serve in some special moments, they can even serve better than Radha. If you say better, it's not the right word, but we are here in the material world. I don't know what word I can use. Sometimes actually Radharani is letting herself fall into their arms so that she can forget herself and serve Krishna in such a way that Mohan falls from his consciousness into a deep, loving slumber. He's gone. He forgets himself. And Radharani is forgetting herself in that seva. Only by the mercy of Mahaprabhu we can be one of these manjaris who actually serve Radharani in such a case. And then Krishna and Radharani are actually taking shelter at the lotus feet of that sevika, at the lotus feet of a kinkari. They are taking shelter, both. Isn't that amazing? What kind of position you can think of which is higher than that? It's the highest position in the seva of love. Even Lord Caitanya wants to actually have this experience. That's why he is here. And he is giving us exactly that bhav, that raga. He is handing it to us by his mercy. And we don't need any qualification, because our qualification is the kripa of Mahaprabhu. This is our qualification. The kripa of our Guru and the kripa of Mahaprabhu, which is actually in the same line. So it's a wonderful day, because now we understood we are all qualified to get this mercy. If we just accept that we don't have any qualification. The only qualification we have to have is accept the mercy. Yes, I'm stupid. Yes, I'm fallen. Yes, I need your help. That's it. Aren't that good news? These are the best news of Kali Yuga. There's no better special offer in the whole world. They are even coming from heaven. They are coming down, incarnate, to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Just think about this. Why? So happy we are that we are here. We have the chance to take this mercy. Only we have to understand, and that's why Mahaprabhu is giving us this recipe. Trinatapi sunichana taro api sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. This is the recipe. Just accept. Please help me that I accept that I'm a stupid person and I need the mercy. And I can only get that mercy if I accept that I'm useless. No qualification. Kripa is our qualification. And this is actually pointed out here in the verses from 3 to 6 in Vilapa, Kusumanjali. First, we had this picture where we can be like Rati Manjari with Rupa Manjari in the Seva, we with our Gurudev as Manjari, we as Manjari in the Seva of the Yugala Kishore. First 3 verses, we got this picture. Now, second 3 verses, we get the picture how to get there with our body here in this world. So, what actually this body is for? To use it in bhajan. Take the mercy, use it in bhajan with the power of the mercy. So it's like you get a car, but you don't have benzene. What are you doing with the car? Nothing. But if you have a car and benzene, which is actually the power, the driving power, then you can use it, right? So you have a body and you have the driving force, the kripa. You can reach your goal. But if you put not this benzene in your tank, it doesn't work. So open your tank, put the kripa inside, or let it fill up with kripa. It's even more easy, it will be filled up. And then you have the driving force and you have the car, which actually brings you to the lotus feet of Radha, your sadhaka. It's easy, actually, if we just accept the mercy. We don't have to pray for it, it's there. If somebody's standing there, oh please, please give me mercy. No, it's there. We should pray, thank you for the mercy. I am so stupid. I didn't took it right now, but now I understand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like your mother is giving you everything, I mean really everything. And you asking her, oh mama, please give me bread. What? There is everything you can take. Should I cut it for you in pieces? Small pieces? Yes, I will do. This is Gurudev, cutting the mercy in such small pieces that our little tongue, our little mouth can get these pieces. So we are lucky, everything is there. And like Gurudev say, if you come to Vrindavan and you just sleep, it's like a dandavat, right? And this is actually giving a perfect picture of the mercy. Vrindavan means you're at home. Whatever you do at home, it's just giving more love to you, isn't it? This is the spiritual sky. You are loved anyway, under any circumstances. The only thing you have to do, don't run away and don't work against it. So our real vairagya is that we understand, we accept in the heart that everything is mercy, nothing belongs to us. And this is a very lucky position. If you would own something as a little child when you are in your family, could you take care? Let's say your family has 10 houses and one is for you. Can you take care as a small child? No, it's too much, you're overloaded. As a child, you just want to play. You just want to play in the love of your parents. In the lab, you get some milk, you get everything you need, and you just play and exchange love, isn't it? So it's a very lucky position to not have any responsibility. So Radharani and Krishna gave us a position where we can be just in the exchange of the highest prema, the highest Mahabhav. We can be right there when the highest form of Mahabhav is exchanged, when actually Radharani and Mohan come together. And we can take part of this Ananda. No responsibility. If we accept that Kripa is our driving force and nothing else. And Kripa means love. Kripa means prema, Kripa means Mahabhav. Kripa means that actually the highest form of love is coming to us without doing anything for it. And again the recipe, Trinata pi sunichana. So Caitanya Mahaprabhu gave us everything. And he made it very clear, your vairagya means just accept that everything belongs to the Lord and nothing belongs to you, which is a very happy position because you don't have any responsibility. You can relax in love. You can sleep in Vrindavan and get the mercy by sleeping in Vrindavan. You just wish yourself to be back in the seva of Radharani, which means you meditate on it. That's your wish, you want it, and by the mercy you get it, not by your own endeavor. You need just to endeavor when the sign is very clear. Now you have to do a little endeavor. I arranged everything. Please take the prasad. It's there. So this is the reality. This is the reality. Some people outside would say, dreamer, you are such dreamer persons here. What are you dreaming about? You have to work hard. That's the dream. Actually, it's a nightmare they are living in. So you can choose your side. You want to be in a nightmare, hankering for more houses, more cars, more whatever, or just accept, I'm out. Everything belongs to Radharani and Krishna. Nothing to me. But I want to help them use their things in their service. And then everything will be given. See, Gurudev is the best example. Everything is given, right? He was telling us the stories so often when he came first time back to Mungir Mandir, in which, in which condition actually the whole thing was. And he was meditating about nice toilets because then people would come and, all these things. In his mercy, he was actually giving us these examples. When Radha Mohan spoke to him and said, why are you meditating about toilets? You should meditate upon us. Everything will be done more nice than you can ever expect. And look, isn't it true? Everything came because Gurudev is serving Radharani. And through Radharani, Mohan. So everything is coming by its own. No special endeavor needed for anything else. So this is the way it works. Gurudev is the living example, and the best is we grab his lotus feet and just be in the line, in the parampara, and also get the mercy. Because this is the great family of the great mercy here, coming directly from Nityananda, from Ananga Manjari. We have the best position. The only thing we need is the consciousness that we understand in which position we are, and that we should just accept the mercy. So mercifully our Gurudev is telling us this. So Gurudev, please correct me if I said something wrong. We cannot hear you, I don't know. Now.
Very nice. So,
So Gurudev's mercy is with us, Radharani's mercy is with us, always. Oh, Gurudev, it's always there?
your friend. You're not cooking. I'm here. I'm here.
We can hear you.
Yes.
I'm here, my dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can see whoever helped Gurudev in his endeavor also got such big pots of mercy, like our Kanai. I know in the beginning he took care of the deities for some time. I remember he was really giving himself and he got so much mercy.
Srila.
And so many other examples. Isn't it, Kanai? Your life changed?
Yes, sure. By Guru's mercy,
My life
everything can change.
when I am living in Gurudev Mercy. Really. Because I took the shelter of my Gurudev. Life changed.
So Gurudev, can you please tell us how to take shelter?
Shelter means the shelter of the instruction, the follow words and what he's advising, what he practices, that is shelter. He's a navigator. Navigator is telling go left. We have to go left blindly. That is shelter. I am not need to calculate left or right. We have to take it.
Very clear explanation, isn't it?
Right.
So thank you very much.
Jai Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.